Okay, so part two of my vlog. I should really probably be more serious about this as I think about who my audience is, but that would be boring. Meow. And since I'm kind of doing this blog anyway as half entertainment for myself and others and half for a scholarly pursuit, I figure it should be interesting. So really what I wanted to talk about was how strange it is that we talk about liminal and the limen, the threshold, in non-Western, and we talk about how, I mean, Van Gennep has this whole idea of like rite of passage, where, you know, the first thing you have to do is you have to, you know what, this doesn't seem like, the stuff that he says Van Gennep says is pretty much exactly what Turner says. He puts it into really cool words in this little diagram here. He has, let's see if I can do this in one piece. Okay, so we got separation in leisure time and special places, rehearsals, workshop, a preparation period, so that's your separation. And then the liminal, which he has as being, like, communication of the text. So he has that, that's the actual performance being the liminal situation. So you perform, you're going through you're elevating yourself in a way almost, and you're performing and you're whatevering, and then once you're done with that, the reaggregation is like a cooling down. You know, some people have like a ritual that they go through. You know, they go to the bathroom, they take off their makeup, and they have to, you know, get out of character. This is post-performance suppers. Who does that anymore? We just all go to Applebee's. I mean, let's get real here. But anyway, in An Actor Prepares, you know, Stan talks about the whole, like, he has the whole story about how the student character, for those of you that don't know, An Actor Prepares is sort of like a pseudo-narrative about this, you know, this guy wants to be an actor who's really Stanislavski, but you're not supposed to know that, and he is he's at the Moscow Art Theater, and he's learning to become an actor, and he has all these different experiences that help him better himself as an actor. And it's sort of like, you know, you're learning through this narrative, which is pretty cool. And one of his stories includes getting into character to be Othello. And he doesn't know how he can, you know, possibly be a Moor, because, I mean, well, he's white, so, you know, he's obviously not black. And so what he does is he takes frosting, right? Cake frosting, is that what I'm right? And he like smears it. Huh?
Was that it?
I thought it was cake frosting.
Anyway. Oh yeah, when he starts out, I think it is cake.
Yeah, he starts out.
His apartment.
Yeah. He's in his apartment and he's trying to get into character, and he smears cake frosting all over his face and recites the words, and they really come alive for him. What did I show? Hold on. I'm gonna find the part for you so I can read it. Is this it? I bookmarked it. Yeah. So in An Actor Prepares, the student character goes through this part. He wants to really impress his director by really understanding Othello and getting what he means by looking just like him. So he finds a piece of chocolate cake, melts it, and smears it all over his face. And I mean, that's and then he sort of felt like he was becoming closer to the character. So it wasn't exactly the best way, because we find out later that, you know, you can't just smear some cake on your face and call it art. But I mean, it was something where he was prepared. You know, he separated himself, he went home, he was going to go to bed early, and then he went through a liminal process of putting on makeup or chocolate cake as it is, and then he felt like he would reemerge as Othello. I mean, I think personally I disagree with this whole concept. I mean, I think that getting into character is definitely the liminal period, and that the reaggregation is that we emerge into the character. So I think that that point when you're off stage, right before the curtain goes, like in The Sound of Music. So I'm in The Sound of Music, and I'm off stage, and they're singing their opening part, and I'm, I have to start psyching myself up into character. I start telling myself, where am I coming from? Where am I going? What am I doing here? What's my name? And I just went over and over and over in my head, and I just kept saying those different things to myself. And then I had a small narrative in my head going, and, as soon as I got out onto that stage, I reaggregated into society. I was Maria von Trapp. I performed as her, and to me, that's the whole process. And then there's like a cool down, there's like an extra cool down period after that when you go off stage, and then you have to go through it again. You have to separate yourself, because I feel like if you don't have that separation period before you go on stage, you are gonna have no idea. Like if you're talking to someone next to you right before you go on stage, you're not going to be as good as when you're totally in the zone, you completely separate yourself, you go through that process of being, at this moment I'm Melanie Harker, and at this moment I'm Maria von Trapp, and you have to cross that threshold in order to reemerge as the character. I think that's an important thing that Turner doesn't really realize. I feel like that's because he was never an actor himself, although he did participate in lots of rehearsal processes, as it says in his book, but I just thought that was kind of weird. I don't know, it was odd. So that was that part of the conversation I wanted to have.